Okay, YouTube, Kubota Dude here. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about the used tractor market and what you can expect. And when we go over this Ford 1210 that I picked up on the market several years ago. If you're willing to compromise on some features, you can come out with a pretty decent deal on tractors these days. You just got to be willing to look. So, myself and my cat, Orange Man, will be going over some of the different things on used tractors, what to look for, and so forth like that. Just to give you a brief overview, I had 3 previous Kubotas from 95 to 2000, ran a small landscape business. My primary job, I ended up going from shift work to day work, and that pretty much ended that. Sold the tractors, and for 18 years I rode around in a MTD riding mower. And I came back full circle to come up with a compact tractor on the low end of the spectrum, and ended up going back full circle to a Kubota. So I got on tractorhouse.com 2 years ago, looked around, found this Ford 1210 sitting in Frederick, Maryland at a New Holland dealership. The price was $2,500. When I took a look at it, went through an overview of it, looked at what all the stuff I had to do with it, and decided to sit there and go ahead and pull the plug and buy it on the spot. So the dealership said it's an 85, but the serial number comes back to an 83. I'm not going to split hairs. It's a mid-80s tractor. It's 16 horsepower on the engine, 13.5 on the rear PTO. It is a 2-speed hydrostatic drive, low and high. It has 540 on the PTO. It's got differential braking. And I took a test drive on it when I suddenly went ahead and pulled the trigger and went ahead and bought the tractor. So some of the things I look at when I was there is looking at the wear on the pedals, wear on the paint, things like that. Some of the controls there, that's for the 2-speed and the PTO. Just simply move the lever back and forth. Hand throttle, lighting controls, flashers, idiot lights, tell you high temperature, stuff like that. So the first thing I do is I pop the hood, take a look. Batteries from 2015. Okay, no problem there. Take a look at, open the fuel cap, check that. Check the condition of the fuel. Open up the oil fill port. Check that. Look inside the valve, see if any rust, anything like that going on, sludge. Condition of the fan belt, which also drives the alternator and the water pump. Condition of the hoses, cracked, hard. Look at those kind of conditions. Gross oil leaks, anything like that. This has a hydrostatic oil or a gear case oil cooler on the front. Check the condition of that, make sure it's clear and free of debris. Same as the radiator. Pull the cap, look inside. Rust, corrosion, anything like that. Tires, tie rods, all that happy stuff. So you look around, you do a survey. And in my mind, I was going through, okay, I got to order this, this, and this. This was a one-owner tractor. And I'll try to shield some of the wind noise here. Couple originally bought this back in the 80s. And, yeah, you can see right where they bought it from. And it stayed in Maryland its whole life. They mowed 1/8 of an acre. This was equipped with a Woods belly mower. And the mower was toast. It was electronically PTO driven off the front crankshaft. The PTO went out shortly after that, and when I was trying to source out the part, it's $900. Yeah, scrap that. We took the mid-mount, and there is no mid-mount PTO on this tractor, only rear. So I went ahead and decided to say, hey, okay, let's go ahead and get a rear mower deck for it, and way ahead and everything like that. So source all the parts through Case New Holland dealer, Messick's up in Pennsylvania, not a sponsor. Had all the parts shipped down. I put on new radiator hoses, top and bottom, radiator cap, new fan belt, alternator, water pump belt, flushed, filled the radiator, new air filter, new fuel filter, with petcock assembly. The old one was kind of corroded and had some leaking issues. All new fuel hoses, proper CNH, that's Case New Holland, oil filter, and of course the hours marked on it when I changed the oil on it. Going around the other side here, I changed out the hydraulic filter. Same thing, proper Case New Holland filter, hours marked on it as well when it was changed. Refilled the crankcase with New Holland specified oil in there, up to the level. Pulled the transmission screen, cleaned, replaced, put back in there, tightened back down. And this one also has a pump screen for the hydraulics right here. Pulled those 4 bolts out and pulled the screen, cleaned it, put it back in, tightened to specs, and good to go. All set together. Got all the new parts put on, and then I'm looking at the tractor and I'm going, okay. One other thing, I did clean and flush the fuel tank. Like I said, all new fuel hoses, clamps, everything on here. So I'm going over the tractor. I'm saying, okay, what am I missing here? And I'm looking, and I see, okay, I need some front wheel weights. So, and some other various parts, and there's a New Holland salvage yard up in Harrisburg, PA, just outside of it. Long Lane Tractor, not a sponsor. And so I went ahead and purchased the front weights on the tractor. Sandblasted, epoxy primed, and repainted proper forward blue color. The steering rod here, 7.2 right there, was bent, and I went ahead. It was just cheaper to go ahead and replace it with a used part, and it was actually cheaper, and than me trying to straighten it out and all that good stuff. So bought that, replaced it, same place. While I was up at Long Lane, I went ahead and purchased the ROPS, as you can see on the back of the tractor. I sat there and because New Holland puts the schematics, I was able to see what kind of metric size bolts there were and grade hardware, and I was able to source those locally. And so it has the proper size, diameter, and length bolts to hold the ROPS under. ROPS was sandblasted, painted, baked enamel. So it was sandblasted, epoxy primed, baked enamel on that, and proper bolts put on there. The steering, not steering, but the 3-point stabilizer arms. They're chain with turnbuckles. They were frozen solid. I tried PB Blaster and several other different products, and a lot of heat, couldn't break them free. The same with the adjustable lift arm. That was toast. So I also sourced a left side lift arm from Long Lane and placed it on the right side. So all said together, I've got $4,200 in the tractor, including the original price of $2,500. The tractor now has, let's take a look at the hour meter, 798 hours. And there's no reason for you to doubt that that is the original hours. You can look at the footrests, the pedals. The PTO, rear PTO, was never used. And coming around looking at the hydrostatic pedals, there's no wear. That's original rubber. There's no reason to say for me to doubt that those were ever replaced in 30 years. Those are original. There's no question about it. So the question is going to be, okay, Kubota dude, you've got this Ford 1210. You bought this, and it's not working for you. What's wrong with it? No, there's nothing wrong with it. If you want a 2-wheel drive tractor that's going to mow your yard, maybe put a tiller on the 3-point, as well as a grader blade or a snowblower, fantastic tractor. It'll do what you want all day long and serve you many more years to come. For me, I needed a loader bucket. And when I tried sourcing a loader bucket for this tractor, yeah, we're looking at Westendorf. We're talking almost $6,000. At that point, yeah, we're talking to the price range of a brand new tractor, and that's where I just had to cut my loss. Now, the only thing that's going to need to be replaced in some years from now is the tires. The tires are 30 plus years old. They are original tires. They're going to have to be replaced. The front tires are about between $36 and $40 a piece. The rear tires range anywhere from $200 to $260 a piece. So just full disclosure, knowing what you're going to get yourself into if you're interested in this tractor. I've got $4,200 invested into it. I'm willing to let it go for $3,500, and I can provide delivery if you're in the Shenandoah Valley, from Harrisonburg to Martinsburg, along the I-66 corridor, through Fauquier County, Rappahannock. I'll provide all kinds of stuff there if you're interested in it. I'll put in the description of the tractor, other things, email address, and hopefully this helps somebody in your journey to sit there and buy a new tractor, or a used tractor. Take a good look at what you got there, know what you can do. If you want to compromise on a few things, you can come out with a real good deal. Thank you, and see you next time.